It wasn't my fault. The other driver was drunk.
It wasn't my fault. They ran a red light.
It wasn't my fault. The car suddenly cut me off.
It was my fault. I was on the phone, and those people I hit, the mom and the little girl, they could die.
It was my fault. I was on my phone.
1 in 4 car crashes are caused by a cell phone. Turn it off.
Well, although not scientifically summer, the summer attitude is in full swing. And while it's supposed to be a great time for kids, unfortunately, it can be a deadly time as well. Michelle Anderson of the National Road Safety Foundation is here to explain. Good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You know, we are past Memorial Day, so we're in between those summer holidays, if you will, Memorial Day and Labor Day. And unfortunately, this is a deadly time on the road, especially for teen drivers.
Yes, it is actually from the Memorial Day weekend leading up until the Labor Day weekend. It is called the 100 Deadliest Days, a study that was done by the AAA Foundation where we discovered that teen deaths can actually triple during that time.
Yeah, and we saw 2021 was a particularly bad year as well. You know, a 21% increase in teen deaths. And obviously, you know, it's just heartbreaking. We hate to see when tragedies like this happen.
Yeah, it is very heartbreaking. And again, as you just mentioned, there was a 21% spike. And this was during the time when it should have been people being quarantined, but actually people were still taken to the roads. There were speeding incidences that were taking place, and in fact, in the state of Ohio, there was a 30% increase of speed-related crashes. And so the National Road Safety Foundation, we're doing all that we can to raise the awareness about these preventable incidences from happening.
Yeah, and you know, we see teens on their phone eating a burger, you know, or they have a bunch of kids in the car listening to loud music. You know, those distractions can really, you know, turn into a tragic situation.
Yes, and actually, you know, because of these 100 deadliest days leading from Memorial Day up until Labor Day, that's the time when teens, they're out of school. And so they have a lot more time on their hand. They're going to the beach, they're going to the park, they're piling their friends into those vehicles. And that is a recipe for disaster because there is distraction that is taking place, then more than likely they're going to speed. And so this is why we're seeing those numbers increase during that time.
Luckily, there is a group of students who are trying to do all they can to actually make it a safe summer for their peers, the Students Against Destructive Decisions. That they have a campaign, the safest summer ever. What are some of the things that we want teenagers to be aware of, you know, as they get behind the wheel?
Yes, so actually the National Road Safety Foundation and SAD, Students Against Destructive Decisions, have partnered with an aggressive social media push during these 100 deadly days. And so what we're doing is we're encouraging teens to make sure that they are not driving with multiple passengers in their cars through our social media outlets. We're doing it in a fun way. We're also encouraging them to buckle up. Another thing that we're encouraging teens that it's not often spoke about, but even as a passenger, you have a responsibility. And so we're trying to get teens to empower themselves so that they can be able to tell that driver, hey, slow down, pull over, or let me out of the vehicle. So we're asking them to do all the things that are going to keep them safe during this summer.
You know, and that social media campaign hitting them, you know, where we know their eyes are. We know that they're on social media, teenagers, so really speaking to them on their level. And as you mentioned, you know, this is the time for teenagers to stand up for themselves, and you know, and that's okay to say to your friends, you know, this isn't a good decision, guys.
Absolutely. And I know that oftentimes a teen may feel that they're not cool if they, you know, tell someone to do something that they should not be doing. And it can be a little awkward. And so we've also given tips that teens can use so that they can get out of those situations. So if they're a little afraid to say something or they feel they may lose their cool card, we have some really good tips that can be used in the vehicle while someone is driving that can actually get you out of that unsafe situation.
And where can teens and parents alike find all this information?
So you can go to the SAD website at sadd.org, or you can go to the National Road Safety Foundation's website, which is nrsf.org.
All right, Michelle, great information this morning. We want our teens to stay safe. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Be safe, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Take care. Your day is back in a moment. Stay with us.